last year you led an effort to eliminate the cap on charter schools, and unfortunately the bill you passed failed to address either quality or transparency for charter schools in Michigan. And while we have none in this district, 80% of charter schools in Michigan are run by for-profit management companies. So my question is, the fact that they're run by these companies means that they don't have to report the same information that traditional public schools do, such as teacher salaries and benefits. So my question for you is, why are you so concerned about transparency for local public schools, which you represent, but you're not concerned about transparency or quality when it comes to charter schools, which you don't represent?
Yeah. Well, as you know, as I mentioned before, I think the most important thing is making sure that we give kids a choice. You know, like I said, for decades, Lansing and primarily Democrats were willing to lock these kids in failing schools, and so I felt it very important that there was a long waiting list of kids that were begging to get out and actually get a good education, and parents that wanted that. I thought that was important. We're not forcing anybody to go to a charter school. As you know, they're not for-profit. There's not such a thing as a for-profit charter school. They are all public schools. And so this is a...
Let's let him finish his answer, please. Let's let him speak.
As we can see, there's some rude people here, but as the charter school, I was chair of education, and as I said, there is no such thing as a for-profit charter school. They are all public schools. They can choose. I mean, Rochester schools could choose. They choose a for-profit company to provide their textbooks. They choose a for-profit company to supply them other things, and so this is something that you know, it's about choice. Look, for decades, there's always been one thing after another that liberals have said, we got to keep these kids locked in a failing school. Let's say transparency. Let's say this. Let's say that. I think it's important to give these parents and kids a choice. I think it's morally abysmal what we have done to these kids for decades, and I'm very thankful that we have finally given parents a choice.